Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank one of my subscribers, Dark Matter, for this story. Let's just put it like this, y'all. The on code Gavin Newsom finally showed up. And we should have known something was up when we saw Reverend Amos Brown, his outburst about the cash payments, because Gavin Newsom is harping on the same exact thing. He's here. Let's get into it. California Governor Gavin Newsom declines to back reparations checks. Says slavery's legacy is more than cash payments. I feel a program coming, y'all. I feel programs. So, California Governor Gavin Newsom declined to endorse the cash payments, which could reach as high as $1.2 million for a single recipient, recommended by his reparations task force. And remember, he put Reverend Amos Brown on that task force. Okay, so the Reparations Task Force independent findings and recommendations are a milestone in our bipartisan effort to advance justice and promote healing. This has been an important process, and we should continue to work as a nation to reconcile our original sin of slavery and understand how that history has shaped our country, Newsom said in a statement to Fox Digital. While the Democratic governor applauded the task force work, he declined, listen, to endorse specific recommendations. Okay, so he's not happy about their recommendations, though he pledged to come, he said he will continue to advance systemic changes that ensure the inclusive and equitable future for all Californians. All Californians. No, not just the ones that would potentially get reparations, but all Californians. Now, you got to understand, Gavin Newsom may be running for president. So he can't make it look like he's leaning too much in our direction. Dealing with the legacy is about much more than cash payments. Many of the recommendations put forth by the task force are critical action items we've already been hard at work addressing, breaking down barriers to vote, bolstering resources to address hate, enacting sweeping law enforcement. Now, has anybody been talking about law enforcement? In fact, it's the opposite. It's the harsh treatment by law enforcement. It gets more interesting. And justice reforms to build trust and safety. How do you build trust with uh, an organization that was labeled as slave catchers? Really, that's all they're doing now. They're not doing any law enforcement. Law enforcement is not happening in America, period. So, anyway, strengthening economic mobility, all while investing billions to root out the disparities and improve equity. Listen, here comes the programs, y'all. Didn't I tell you the programs were coming? Improve equity in housing, education, healthcare, and well beyond. So, what he's saying is he's having a problem with the cash payment amount, cash payments in general. But, he wants to build up all this stuff that I just mentioned and, and then improve upon education and healthcare and beyond. This work must continue, he says. You notice how he didn't say, I do like this recommendation. I do like that recommendation. He don't like any recommendation because Gavin Newsom is letting you know at this very moment he's on code. And y'all know what I mean when I say that. Following the task force submission of its final report this summer, I look forward to continued partnership with the legislature to advance systemic change that ensure the inclusive and equitable future of all Californians. Mm, saying that twice. He's talking about all Californians. Said it twice in this article. So the task force recommendation breaks down the types of historical discrimination. For instance, Black residents affected by redlining by banks would receive $3,366 for each year they lived in California from the 1930s to the late 1970s, amounting to $148,099. Similarly, Black residents could receive roughly $2,352 in compensation for over policing and mass incarceration for each year they lived in California between 1970 and 2020. Those payments could amount to $115,260, and they're talking about per Black resident. For a Black Californian who receives enough boxes, the total could reach $1.2 million dollars for that one person. The task force final recommendations will soon be submitted to the California legislature, which will then decide whether to implement the measures and send them to Newsom's desk to be signed into law. He's already sending out dog whistles to the legislature. Oh, it shouldn't be cash payments. Not just that, we need to build up housing and education and other programs. That's what he's literally saying. He's sending out dog whistles to them ahead of receiving anything from the task force. Listen to how he's speaking up now before everything is being submitted. He's doing it before everything's being submitted. This is so obvious. Mm-mm-mm. This has been a fool's errand from the heart. James Gallagher, California Assembly rep. This is a Republican leader. This is what he told Fox Digital. Democrats have promised the world with this reparations task force. And now the massive taxpayer bill is coming due. Newsom has painted himself in a corner, and he'll have to choose between signing off on, listen, a ridiculous policy that will bankrupt the state, or admitting once and for all that this task force was nothing more than a political stunt. I did the video 2 days ago on California coming to their final recommendations. Okay. And look at what they're doing ahead of the recommendations reaching Gavin Newsom. And this Republican, he pretty much spelled it out at the end. Oh, the reparations task force is a political stunt. Y'all gonna have to tell me. I know what I think. I think Gavin Newsom is full of crap. And I think all along he had no intentions of letting this go anywhere. He's letting you know he's jumping out ahead. And that whole thing with the NAACP, Reverend Amos Brown, that's all part of this too. Y'all gonna have to tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.